diversity and inclusion is important for LMA on several fronts, not only as an association, but helping to advance that within your own firms. And we know many of our members are challenged with making that a valuable proposition within their firms. I throw this out to the full group. What tips, what strategies can we give the rest of our members to be thinking about this to elevate that discussion within their own firms?
So I always think there's an opportunity with diversity. It's different perspectives, and it's something that from building a team and looking at our own function is I want people who are going to bring different things to the table. What also to our focus from an organization has empowered me to go back to my attorneys and say, hey, guess what, guys? Let's rethink what team we're putting in front of the client. You know, specifically clients who've expressed through their materials, their websites, their 10Ks, that diversity and that diverse perspective is really important to them. I now have the credibility because we are walking the walk, right? We're talking the talk, and now we're walking the walk. And now I can go to my partners and say, hey guys, let's take a step back. Diversity is important to us as an organization, and it's important to our clients as well.
I think my problem with the diversity and inclusion conversation is always this concept, this abstract concept put in a glass bowl on the mantle, and we're like, we are diverse, we're handling this, like the United Colors Benetton ad. And I that dating myself with that reference, but I think
I got it too.
What I think is important is, and not to be Machiavellian about it, we get access to GCs who tell us we are looking at this, and we aren't looking at it just to say, you know, you have one person of this and one person of that, because we can easily fall into that trap, and we have to be very careful about sort of casting for color or gender or age or sexuality or faith. We have to say having a diversity of voices around the table gives you better solutions. When you have better solutions, we do better work, and when we can match the distribution you have on your side of the table with what we can offer, then we're able to work together that much more coherently. And I think LMA has done a really good job of framing that discussion and gives us good language to go back to our firms and say, there's a business advantage to this, it's the right thing to do, and also if you want to retain your talent, it's an important thing to do. So.
It's beyond just the right thing to do. I mean, you have to be thoughtful thinking when you are filling roles or when you're trying to fill that pitch. Don't put someone there just because of their, color or their
right
ethnicity, or they'll see right through it. You need to have that discussion. I think that's where our voice comes in, because we know our attorneys and we know who would best fit the role and not just fit the role. So I think that's where we play bring a huge benefit to the firm in helping them maneuver their way through the waters.
It's about sensitivity and empathy. You know, what are they looking for on their side of the table, and let's make sure we think about that strategically and thoughtfully.
And Christine, building on what you said, it's voice of the client, right? That goes in my head a lot of times, like, what is my role? It really is to bring that voice of the client and almost be like
their advocate.
Right, their advocate. They're the little birdie in their ear of remember the client, what would the client think, and make sure that our partners, our lawyers, are really thinking with them in mind.
And it's not just pitches, it's the way you write your web copy. It's don't just grab the image that seems to address many quadrants. Like, that may or may not be a gay couple, they may or may not be of some ethnicity, but they'll put them on the brochure. It's not about that. It's about how do I want to access information about your firm and learn about you and have that empathy and sensitivity. That's, to me, what diversity and inclusion does.